Hello and welcome to today's chair yoga class. Let's find a comfortable seat and we'll get started. So you're going to be in seated mountain pose, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders over hips, legs parallel, heels under knees and feet parallel and hip width apart. You can be sitting against the back of the chair if you need that support. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Turn the palms up and close your eyes. We'll begin by becoming present to the environment. Sense what's around you. I hear birds singing outside the window. Perhaps there's some flowers in the room. And then bring your awareness closer in and become aware of the shape of your body as you sit on your chair. Feel the air and clothing against your skin. And bring your awareness deeper inside and notice how you feel this morning. Is your body tired or alert, tense or relaxed? Do you have any aches and pains this morning? What body shows up today for you? What is your body? What are you bringing to class in this body at this moment? Notice how your mind is this morning. Did you bring a clear, relaxed mind or a busy, troubled mind? It doesn't matter what you brought. The point is to become aware of it and to allow it to be what it is and know that this too will change. And the same is true with your feelings. Whatever you're feeling right now can change in another 90 seconds. So allow the feelings to move through you without attachment or aversion, just letting them be what they are and welcoming them with compassion and love. And whatever it is that you need today, allow an intention to form for today's practice, something you'd like to experience, or someone or something you'd like to dedicate your practice to this morning. You're welcome to open your eyes or keep them closed. You're going to bring one hand to the belly, below the belly button, and one hand to the midriff above the belly button. Just notice the breath. We're going to notice the power of laughter. So as you breathe in, everything gets big and round. And as you breathe out, we're going to say the word ha 3 times. Ha, ha, ha. Deep breath in, ha, ha, ha. If it turns into real laughter, let it. Ha, ha, ha. 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 And let that practice go. So I expect you noticed several things. When you did the ha, you felt the upper hand moving. in. So you're practicing diaphragmatic breathing at that point. So laughter exercises our diaphragm. And then as you breathe in, the belly rounded, and you got more breath, and then the ha pushes more air out to make room for more breath. It massages your internal organs, and it releases toxins. Because it brings more breath into the body, you may have noticed some lightheadedness as well. So that's why we're just hanging out here, to let the body settle and get used to all the oxygen it got. Okay, let's sit up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, belly lifted. And we'll let the head come to the chest and roll the ear to one side and roll the ear the other way. Tall, shoulders down, belly lifted, and rotate the head, look all the way around. Blink the eyes and come back the other way. Center. Let's make some shoulder circles. Stop and circle the other way. Relax and notice how you feel. Let's make some wrist circles. And circle back the other way. Bring the elbows out in goddess pose, and we'll draw circles on the ceiling. And circle back the other way. And reach your arms out. Draw the belly in, sit up nice and tall. And we're going to reach to one side as if we're sliding our hands on a tabletop. And back to center. Inhale tall and reach the other way. And back to center. Inhale, reach. You can stay with this, or we'll turn it into a brain game. As we reach, we're going to turn the palm up that we're reaching towards. Turn that palm down, turn the other palm up and reach. Turn that palm down, turn the other palm up and reach. Turn that palm down, turn the other palm up and reach. Palm switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And back to center. And notice how you feel. Let's take a deep breath and bring the shoulders towards each other and back. Broaden the chest. And then give yourself a hug. Inhale tall, pressing into the floor with your feet belly lifted, and we'll slowly rotate. And come back to center. Rotate the other way. And back to center. Come back to center. You can continue with that pattern, or elbows one way, head and eyes the other, and back to center. And relax. Notice which elbow's on top. Inhale, reach. Big squeeze of the shoulder blades. Broad chest. And then bring the arms in with the opposite elbow on top. Inhale tall and begin to twist head and shoulders in the same direction. Eyes. Part of the twist. Coming back to center. Twist the other way. And back to center. And down. Let's move on to our legs, scooting forward on the chair if you like. Oh, Bonnie's gonna say she can't see my feet. And so we'll pick up one foot and point and flex, or you can have the foot on the floor and point and flex, whichever is better for you. Even though we're working our ankle, we still want to sit up tall, shoulders relaxed, chest broad, belly lifted, and breath deep. Circle the ankle. On the floor or lift that leg up, point and flex. And circle. Circle the other way. Scoot forward on our chairs. Let's widen our legs. And we'll windshield wiper the knees. If you need to hold on, you can do that. Okay, now hang in there with me. So one knee down, best you can. You can stay here, just letting that knee drop towards the floor. Or if you have the ability, you can take the other heel and place it on the outside of your knee and weight that leg down even more. Sitting up tall, still sitting facing front. Nice stretch in the outside of the thigh. And release, windshield wiper. Feel that? All right, and again, maybe you don't go very far and you're just sitting here like this and just breathing into that stretch and allowing that leg to open. Or if you have the flexibility, this heel comes to the outside of your knee, a little extra weight, still sitting facing front. But actually, it seems like the body wants to twist a little bit, so if that works better, go ahead. And release, and one more windshield wiper. All right, so still sitting up here like this. We're going to roll onto the outside of our feet and then roll onto the arch side of the feet. Rolling onto the outside of the foot and rolling onto the arch side. Roll on the outside And toe heel back to center. And take that in. Let's do some sit to stands. Okay, so their hands crossing or out in front. If you can't do a sit to stand, you're just going to press into the chair, press your feet into the floor, maybe lift your buttocks just a little bit off the floor. Okay, so you choose. Do 6 today. Inhaling up. Draw the belly in, press the hips back, keep the legs parallel. The slower you go, the more benefit you get. To 4. And we're off. Yay, and come stand behind your chair. I'll stand next to mine so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so we're standing in Tadasana, feet are parallel, hands at your sides, tailbone tucked, back of the neck long. Let's take a moment here. You could be holding on to the chair. Eyes are open or closed. And then holding on to the chair, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. I'm going to do a little heel raise, one heel and then the other. And if that works for you, we'll do heel raising with both heels. Be nice and slow. Draw the belly in. Let the tailbone. Find your drishti, something in front of you. And this time, let's come up and stay up. Maybe holding on with just one finger or no hands at all. Or even just for a second. And down. We'll come into cat and dog stretches. So again, you're holding on to the back of your chair. And bend the knees slightly, tuck the tailbone and round the back. Inhale, straighten. Draw the belly in, the shoulders back. Lift the chest and look up. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the pelvis forward, around the back. Inhale, through tall mountain, lifting the chest and arcing back. Inhale, tall belly in, body rounds forward. Inhale, tall mountain, stretch up. Inhale, up, round. Inhale, tall mountain, lift, arc. Do 2 more sets, round, big back stretch, tall mountain, big heart lift. Back to center, round. Tall mountain. Stretch up and come back to stillness. Let's come over into a forward fold. So you want to come around to the front of your chair, unless you're really, really stiff and need to put your hands on the back of your chair. Otherwise, you're going to come to the front of your chair. Maybe your hands are on the chair like this, Or if you're super flexible, you don't need the chair at all, you can come to a forward fold. So find what works for you. And then shift your hips and bring your head and shoulders around to one side. Come back to center and shift your hips and bring your head and shoulders around the other way. Let your head go. One more time, come back to center, shift your hips and come around to one side. Come back to center and shift your hips. Then come around the other way. Back to center. And again, maybe you're doing that with your hands on the chair, that's fine. Bring your hands to the chair or the thighs and roll up one vertebra at a time. Take your time as you come back into mountain pose. And again, holding on to the seat of the chair. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. So I'm going to use the arm. The seat, so it'll get in my way. So we're going to walk ourselves back with bent knees. I can do that. There we go. So you see how the arms have become straight, the head is between the ears. Tailbone is lifted, knees are slightly bent. Big stretch. Draw your belly in. Feel your inner thigh creases pulling you back. Shavasana, downward facing dog. Slowly round yourself back up and come back to Tadasana, using your chair for support. We'll do two balancing poses here. We'll do stork and dancer, or variation of dancer. So for stork, we're going to shift our weight over, let's say to the right, lift the left heel, and this could be your pose, or bring that leg up in front of you. You don't need your arms. You can have one arm or two arms out. Find your drishti, something that's in front of you that's not moving. And down. And change sides, picking up the opposite heel, grounding through your standing leg, belly lifts. Find your drishti, tongue against the roof of your mouth. And again, if you don't need one hand or two hands, whatever works for you, leg can be lifted. And down, very good. I'm going to turn and face the chair so you can see what I'm doing next. So we're starting in Tadasana, nice and tall. I'm going to pick, the thighs are going to stay where they are. I'm just going to pick one foot up with the foot flexed. Balance right here. You can take your hands off, one or two. And then find Tadasana. The thighs stay right where they are. So the bottom knee does not come forward. I'm just going to swing that leg back, foot flexed. Maybe coming to a right angle. Maybe you can only lift it a little bit, or maybe even the toes on the floor. Find your drishti, holding on with one or two hands or none, or maybe just for a second. and down, and shake it out. And we'll come sit down on our chair. Take a moment here to take in what we've done so far. And let's widen our legs and scoot forward on our chair. So we're sitting with our feet planted. We're not flopping onto our arches. So roll the shoulders down and back and draw the belly up, coming into a 5-pointed star. Reach out to one side. Bring that hand over to the thigh. Turn the other palm, and if it works for you, the arm comes up and over. If that doesn't work for you, you can keep your hand on your hip, pressing down to lengthen your side ribs. A little bit of a spin of your rib cage towards the ceiling, and if it works for your head, rotating your head to look up. Use your hand on your leg to help you spin. And inhale back to center. Sit up tall and compare the two sides of your body. And coming back to our 5-pointed star, take a breath in, draw the belly up, reach, and then bring that hand to your leg. This palm turns up and the arm comes up overhead. If that doesn't work for you, pressing down onto the top of your thigh to help you lengthen your side ribs. Take a breath and spin your rib cage towards the ceiling. And if it works, spin your head towards the ceiling. Use your elbow on your leg to help you spin your body. And bring your head back to center. Inhale up and down. Let's toe heel back to center. Scoot back on your chair. Take that in. We're going to do a breath of joy. So I'll remind you, the breath itself is 3 sniffs in through the nose and 1 ha out through the mouth. So here we go. Sniff, 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 ha. Ah. Okay, you got that? So now we're going to do the arms. So the arms are forward, out, up, and down. Forward, out, up, and down. And the body, if you can do it, is forward, out, up, and down. But if that makes you dizzy, just stay upright. So now we'll put all 3 together. Ready? Ah. Ah. Breathing into the belly, rib cage, chest, squeezing all the air out. Ah. Ah. Again, if it gets you dizzy, please skip a set or just do the upright version. Ah. Or if that was too easy, we can ramp it up. Ah. 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 Let's slow it down. And stay here in a forward fold as long as you like. And when you're ready, slowly roll up. And notice how you feel. If you're a little lightheaded, means you're not used to getting that much oxygen. You want to always stop as soon as you feel lightheaded and just rest, maybe even rest with your head down, whatever feels safest for you. It's funny, you can get lightheaded with too much oxygen, but you can also get lightheaded with not enough oxygen. Life is funny that way. Okay. We're going to end with a eagle pose. So let's pick up the left foot and cross the ankles and squeeze the legs together. If you're more flexible, you're crossing the knees and squeezing the legs together. If you're even more flexible, you're hooking your toe around your ankle. So you're feeling a really tight squeeze here. And inhale the arms up. So the knee that's up, that's the elbow that comes down. The other elbow comes in. You can either hug your shoulders or the palms cross and touch. Lift the elbows slightly. Close your eyes if you like, or look through your arms. Squeeze everything together. Nice full breaths, release, uncross. Deep breath in and down. Take a moment here, notice. So what we're doing is it's called the squeeze and soak effect. We're squeezing all of the muscles and all the organs, squeezing out the tired old blood. And then when we release and take a deep breath, the toxins are flushed away and fresh oxygen is pouring into your cells, into your organs, waking you up. Good. Other side, sitting in Tadasana, cross ankles and squeeze the knees towards each other, or cross knees, or hook your toes around your ankle and squeeze those legs together. See, that side's not as easy for me. We always have one side that's easier than the other in every pose. Inhale the arms up. The knee that's on top, that's the arm that comes down first. Other arm comes inside. Either hug yourself or palms cross and touch. Lift the elbows slightly, shoulders down. Squeeze arms and legs together. Draw the belly in. Breathe. And uncross. Mountain pose, deep breath in and down. End with a spinal twist. Let's bring one hand across, the other hand to the side or the back of the chair. Look over your shoulder. Press your knees in one direction and your shoulders in the other. Inhale back to center. Inhale tall, belly up and in, and across the body. Inhale back to center. If you need anything for warmth or comfort, grab that and come into Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, slowly bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And when you're ready, open your eyes to come back into the room. Namaste.